Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna continue working on part 3 of this house build. Let's get started. So in the last video, we were able to add in some of this. Especially we added the drawer, the washer and dryer, and then we finalized the storage area, and then we inserted some of the doors. So here we're gonna continue working on this, but let's add or let's insert most of the furniture. So we need to go back to the main, and then here go to furniture, and then click on table. I want to use this one for our table, for our dining table. Click on open, and then type in CM, and then let's add this one like this onto this area. Press escape and then escape again. Select that again, and then let's see which is the biggest that they have, which is this one. What we can do is I could show you guys how to edit some of the families. So here we can duplicate this. We can put in dining table, and then here you'll be able to change some of the materials if you want to, and then for the width and length, it's up to you. So here I want this one to be around 1200, and then this one around 3000. So let's see how it looks. So this looks nice. I'm probably going to increase the depth more. So the depth here, let's put in 1500, but the width, let's change this one to 2800. So this is fine. I like the look of this. Let's also load in the coffee table that we're gonna place into our living area. So here, CM, let's add it here, because this is where it will be. Select this one. Let's see if we have different kinds, which we have. Here, I'm going to space bar so that to change orientation. And then here, it's too big, so I'm going to edit type, duplicate it again, and then type in coffee table. And then here, for the length, let's change this to 1650. And then the width, let's change this to 700. So now this one looks too small. I'm going to change this to 800 and this one to 1700. So this is perfect for me. I like the look. So now let's add in some chairs. So I'm going back here and then click on seating. And then here, let's add the seating for the dining area. So I'll choose this M chair drawer. Click open, CM, and then let's add this one at the end like so. And then I'm going to add this one also here at the midpoint, and then here again. And then now I'm gonna select this, and then I'll choose to mirror it from the axis. We could do this one as well. So here we could just move this one a bit. Select each and all of them by holding on control button and selecting each one of them. And then you can use this as well, mirror, but this one you need to draw a line in the middle. So basically under modify, there's two kinds of mirror. fix axis, and then draw axis. Either way will work. So now we have our dining area right here. Now for the living area, of course we're gonna add in a couch. So let's go insert, load family, and then let's look for this one, M sofa for bowl, and then here type in CM, and we could add this one onto here, but we could make it bigger. So let's make it bigger by selecting that, edit type, let's duplicate this. So sofa number 2, and then for the width, let's make it bigger, so 3000. And then the depth, let's change that to 900. Click OK, and then now we have this big couch or sofa, and then we have a nice one right here. Then let's load more. Let's add in an accent chair, which I'm gonna use this M chair desk, and this one is just to add it here, just for design or extra. And we have a big area for this. So now let's load the entertainment. I'm planning to add something right here up to right here. So let's load the entertainment. So it's under storage, and then here entertainment center, click open, and then CM, and then add it in the midpoint right there. Afterwards, you select that, and then edit type, duplicate, entertainment system, and then here let's put in around 5000, and then the height, let's make this one 2800. I'll tell you why it's 2800 later on. And then here from the center width, we could put this one at 2000. And then the depth, let's change this one to around 400. Click OK, and then now we have this one. Let's move this one right about there so that it's basically flush into the wall. And then the way we're gonna look at this is by using section. I'm gonna add a section right there so that we can see it. We can visualize here. So 2800, it's because once we add a floor over at the top, our thickness will be 200. So I want this one to be flush, and I want it to be exactly at the top. So that's why we're putting it at 2800, because I know 3000 is the height of for the first floor to second floor. So that's why we put 2800. We put this one as 2000 because we're going to add in. So we're gonna load in, go back here, and then flat screen TV. CM, let's add it in the middle, like so. And then here, select that. We could change this one to the biggest that they have. We could even edit this. So here you can select and then edit, and then you can change the diagonal of this. So now let's click it here, and then we could pull it up like so. So here, let's move it, MV, and then I'll put it up first, and then it's still not there. So AL, let's align it from this one, because it's gonna sit here. And then here, we could change this, duplicate, TV. Diagonal, let's change this to 3000, not 3000, so make it 2000. Let's see. So it looks very nice, and the way it's big. And then for the thickness, we could just edit that as well. For the thickness, let's make this one, instead of 100, let's put it at 70. And then if we see it in our first floor, we'll be able to, if you want to see it, you can change the transparency if you want. Change this to hidden, and then transparency. So let's put it back. And then if we check here, it's looking good. So now we're going to add in. So here we could just delete the section. Maybe later we're going to use that again. But for now, we have this. And then let's add in more. So storage, we have a shelving right here. Click open, CM, and then let's add the shelving right here. If you want it to be exactly, we could, so I'm pressing the tab so that I could base it from the inside here. So 1685, I'm gonna edit this, duplicate, shelf, just to name it. And then here, I'm gonna change the depth. I want this one to be 400. And then for the width, I want this one to be 1685. And the height, let's make it 2800 as well. Click apply, and then OK. And then now we just need to move it, MV, and then get it from the corner. And then now delete this. So now let's check. So let's add or load more here, especially the side table. So I'm gonna go back here, go back to tables, and then let's check for side tables. I'm going to add this, and then CM, and let's add this one on the end here. And then here we could load in some lightings. So go back to the main, lighting, architecture, go to internal, and then let's add in a table, lamp. Let's add this one, click open, CM, so this one, so CM, and then before you click it here, we need to offset this one, so around probably 600, so I'm just estimating it, so we can add it there. If you want to know how to get that accurately, to see where it really is, you just need to go add in a section, double click on this section, and then as you can see, we can align it right here and then at the top. So now once you click here, the real offset should be 762. So now you can close this and then delete the section. So using section, it's a big help, especially when you're trying to put in an object on the right height. So you'll be able to add those. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in a really big um, sliding door here, and then I'm going to provide you guys with that. So it's basically something that I got from the internet that I really like using now, and I'll be able to I'll give you guys a link on this one. So sliding door, drop it here. It will be being upgraded because it was done on 2018. Wait for it to be upgraded. And then once it's ready, let's add it onto this one and also onto this one. So we will be able to add it on multiple areas right here. So for now, I'm going to add it there. I know it's going to give us some error. So let's do this. Let's add it here for now. And then I'm going to measure this. I want to just put it just exactly right here. But I just want to put probably 200 each on each slide. So we need to put this one at 52 for the width. So select this one. Make sure to make this 0. And then we can open this. So I'm going to open this. As you can see, it opened. Edit. The gaps for the top, make it 0. Left and then right. We don't need any gap. But here, for the height of the sliding door, we need to make this one 2800. So that is, it is floor to ceiling. Sliding door, width, like I said, 5200. And then don't worry about those. Apply. And then OK. And then now you just need to put this one in fine so that you can see the handle. And this one should be flipped on the other side. So now we could grab this, pick new host, and then put it right about here. So I'm happy with that. And then let's add this one here as well. So we have different openings on this one. So here, I'm going to grab that. CS. But before we add, edit type, duplicate. This will be sliding door number 2. And then we just need to make sure to change this to 2500 for now. I'm assuming the width on this. So here we can add it here. So that's fine. Select this one. Make sure that there's no inset that we don't need. And then this one you can just leave it as closed. So this one's good. We have an open and we have a close. So at least you can see that we have some of those ones. And then for the kitchen, we have the kitchen on this side. we can make this one a pantry for the kitchen. So we could close this off later on. And then here we will have a linear or a straight kitchen. This one, we could move this one a bit on the side so that we will have more. So when we have the kitchen, we'll be able to create those. So for now, we're gonna leave it here. Just delete this. And then we did a lot on this video, so I'm happy with our progress. So thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please hit like and subscribe. Feel free to comment down below.